How we doing? Just wanted to check in for those of you that have been keeping track and were wondering what was going on. I'm back in New Orleans. I won't say my road trip was a total bust, but it definitely wasn't as good as I expected. I was a lot less productive than I thought I would be as far as looking for future employment. It was just I was too tired when I wasn't doing my gig work, the Uber Eats, to actually pursue other opportunities. I was just beat. Well, anyways, we'll get too deep in that. Intro music today by Donnie and Joe Emerson. Cool story behind this song. The song's called Baby. I really dig it. You know, those of you that know me, I'm a super low-tech audiophile. This definitely falls in that category. I don't know what type of recording equipment they used or whatnot, but it sounds very very basic, and I love it. Great song, great groove. Listen to just a little bit of it. Cool story behind discovering this song for me, and I'll get into that. Just a good hook. Hear that drum way off in the distance because of the way it was recorded. Got the background vocals, and obviously I paid a lot of attention to the bass on this, and the bass line is pretty interesting. It's I think there's some spots where the rhythm and the notes are off, which once again I love. It's kind of refreshing in this day of mechanical music and whatnot to hear. I just dig everything about this song. It's so 70s for sure. Anyway, to start this always, got myself a cup of instant coffee here. I'll start this off like I always do, with the positive affirmation drink. If you want to drink with me, you can. I'm going to try to keep this short again today. I've got lots of things I need to take care of. So on the count of 3, that's how this works. I'm going to give a little toast. Basically, sorry, I'm messing with my laptop there. Give a little toast, basically with a positive affirmation statement. Attitude is everything. If you want to do it with me, you can. As I always state, I believe your outlook on life, your attitude per se, your weekly, daily, monthly, yearly outlook on things can heavily influence how successful you are in life and how rewarding life is to you. We've all got only so many days, or as I heard a statement that I'm copying from somebody, only so many rotations around the sun, and we should do our very, very best to make the best of them. Obviously, bad things happen, but it's up to us on how bad we let them affect us. We run into bad situations, bad people, same thing. Our attitude and outlook can highly affect how we deal with those circumstances. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, attitude is everything. Oh my, still really hot. That's a cup of instant coffee. I don't even know, maybe Folgers or something. I made a pot this morning and didn't want to make a whole another pot, so I had some instant laying around and just boiled some water. So anyway, the story behind the song there, Baby. So I had heard of the band before by searching for low-tech bands, and I'd listened to them a little bit and thought they were very interesting. This song, it didn't really particularly stick with me. At the time, they had a couple of other tunes on their record that I liked, or some of the recordings that I heard. I'm not sure. I really don't know much about I think they're brothers, or I don't know a whole lot about them. I think they've got like a cult following. It's like I said, very low tech, very just 70s vibe. Like I said, not perfectly recorded, not perfectly sung or perfectly played, but it's that makes it even more charming in a lot of ways. So I was watching this movie. Make sure I get the name. It's a chick flick. For those before any of you who may want to watch it, I thought it was great though. I love these kind of movies sometimes. I was actually rewatching it. I downloaded it and watched it and thought it was cute. And last night I was just trying to fall asleep and put it back. Celeste and Johnny Forever, I believe is what it's called. It's a romantic comedy, and it's I want to say 2011, 2012, sometime in that era. And gosh, I'm blanking on. It's got Andy Samberg and oh my gosh, it's Miles Davis is that it? His daughter? What is her name? Maybe it'll come to me in the movie, and it's really cute. But it's about a couple that was married and then they were going through a divorce, but they still remain friends. I don't want to give the whole movie away, but this song was actually in the movie, and it took me forever to find it by searching. I looked at the soundtrack. They had the soundtrack online. I didn't see it on there, so I don't know if it made the soundtrack or not, but there's a scene where the main female character gives a speech at a wedding that's performed on a beach, where she's wishing them well and all that, and also talking about regrets that she obviously had with her own relationship issues. And it's just kind of a touching scene, I think, in the movie. They showed nighttime, a little clip of it before they fade away to the next part of the movie, but this song is in the background. And you wouldn't believe the amount of time I spent looking to find it. Going through I watched the trailer at the end for the music, and then I looked up the soundtrack, and I finally had to type in the lyrics, the ones I could hear, and it pulled up the song that way. So anyway, it was a nice little find. Touching movie for those of you who like that mushy stuff. I can get into it sometimes. And like I said, I don't want to give away the movie, but the female character, they both go through a lot in the movie, but she really, she's got this thing about always being right all the time. And I think we've all been there. I know I've destroyed some relationships, friend-wise and romantic or female-wise, where you just have a hard time seeing the other person's point of view or feel like you're superior or right all the time. So it was, I guess it was relatable to me, and maybe that's why I liked it so much. Anyways, enough about that. I'm back in New Orleans. I got in on Monday night. I was going to work yesterday. I spent all day yesterday just laying around and sleeping. So I actually was off 2 days this week, which has been a rarity for me. I've been working 6, sometimes 7 days a week. I ran a couple errands on my way back. I got my hair cut. I haven't fully unloaded my truck. From the trip, I thought I was going to work yesterday, and I got prepared to. I worked out, and I just never got out the door. I procrastinated, but it ended up I slept a lot. I needed the rest, obviously. So, oh my gosh, I forgot to mention my grandmother passed away. I found out yesterday. maybe that was part of the reason why I didn't want to go out. In fact, I know it was. She actually passed away the day before. I got informed through a family member who, through Facebook of all things. I don't do Facebook, but somebody told me. I haven't had anybody directly call me or contact me, but I can't blame them. It's my dad's side of the family up north in Indiana. The funeral is next week. I am going to be traveling up there. I believe I'm probably the only one from this side of the family that's going to go. She was a great woman, great, talk about fantastic musical abilities. She could hear a song on the radio and sit down at the piano and start playing it. The pitch of a horn or whatever, she had just great ears. And I know my dad, who was a musician, that's definitely where he got most of his talent from. Have so many great memories of her as a kid. It's a little sad. I only spent my preteen years up in Indiana, going back and forth when my parents split up, and that part of my family are a lot like strangers. I had an uncle that was actually an in-law that I was pretty close with, that I used to hang out with. He passed away a few years ago now, and he actually used to come down to Sarasota a couple times a year. He had a place there, so we would hang out when he came to town, which was nice. And it gave me a chance to get caught up with my cousins, his daughters, as well. So it's a sad affair, but I want to go. It's like middle of next week, so that's going to put a little bit of a damper in my schedule, but I think it's more than worth it. And it's kind of, I don't want to say my duty, but it's definitely something you do when these type of things happen to your family. All the things she sacrificed in life, the least I can do is go and pay my respects. So that being said, I'm gonna, as I mentioned earlier, I sent out a lot of resumes and emails. When I say a lot, about 10 or so faxes this morning, and I'm going to continue to try to do that every morning. I'm really putting the full court press on getting a new advocate marketing position with a prosthetic company. So if anybody's out there has any tips for me, let me know. I got a couple of responses already about people saying they got it and they wanted a copy of my resume, because some of them were very short email portals that I had to go through where I couldn't attach documents. Faxing from your computer, that's a whole different story. Obviously, you tech people and others, there's ways to do it, but you got to jump through a couple hoops. I finally got that going. So like I said, I'm going to try to make an effort every day to put that press on. I'm looking right now. I've been looking in Florida, which I wanted to wait a year before I tried to go back there, because my older company has a big presence there, and I didn't want to go head to head or market somewhere where they had an office, and they have offices all over the state. But now that it's been a year or so, I feel a little better about that. I actually sent some resumes to one or two places up in Indiana, since I'm going to be going up that way. And then I looked in Flagstaff, Arizona, and Austin, Texas, San Antonio, Texas area. All those places seem like they would be fine with me to live. I make the best out of where I'm at. So that's what's going on with me. Just an update. Sorry, not much prosthetic information or anything like that in this post, but I know there might have been a couple of curious people wondering if I was still out on the road, what was going on. So as usual, I hope you're having a great week. Please feel free to contact me with any questions. If you know of job opportunities, mention my name, give them my contact me. If you're an amputee, and you're a new amputee especially, but you don't have to be, and you want to talk to somebody, please contact me. You can do that through this, leave a comment here on my YouTube page. You can go to my website and send me a message, or you can email me, and I'll include that email on both of those if you want to make it a little more private. And please reach out to me, because it is a tough thing to go through, and I understand that. And I want to be here for anybody that wants advice, is looking for guidance, who's scared or just worried about what's going on. And believe me, I totally understand that. Anyways, I hope everyone is well, as I said, and have a great rest of the week. I'll check in soon with some tunes and location info, among other things, as soon as I can. Take care.